Good afternoon or good morning. Welcome to another pre-market review session with the market trader. We're going to go ahead and review the markets here in a second. But before we do, let's go ahead and review our risk disclosure. Okay, just want to remind everyone that the content is being published and distributed by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Uh, Use of this information contained herein is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, and contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk. It's not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Okay. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, we're going to go ahead and move on to the news portal here and get a sense for what news that we have in the horizon that could impact us. Okay. Just kind of reviewing the news here, we have the EIA crude oil report. Okay, for those who trade crude oil, that's going to be an important announcement. We have FOMC today. Okay, FOMC rate statement today at 2 p.m. Eastern. Okay, that's certainly going to impact the markets. Okay, and then all the other news announcements fail in comparison. Okay, so we do have, as I mentioned, we do have our crude oil inventories for those who trade crude oil, and then above all the FOMC, which could very well impact us market wise, and we should potentially obviously plan for. Okay. All right. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosures out of the way, let's go ahead and share my screen here again and see if that corrects itself. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and locate our charting platform. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and actually, given the lateness of this, we're going to go ahead and start off with the NQ today. Okay. Given that I do know that there are a few of us here, few folks here who do trade the NQ opening range. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the opening. We'll start off our review with the NQ. Okay. So so we can see here on the daily chart, okay, that we've started to break a little bit of structure here that would indicate that maybe there's a bit of a change in sentiment, okay, in this market. We're looking at the daily chart, kind of free of all the indicators. You can see we were in this very strong bearish channel, and of late, over the last week or so, we've come into an area here that indicates that maybe we are beginning to see a change in sentiment here. Okay, let's see if this. Yes, let's exit this. Okay. All right. So let's. So again, daily chart indicating that we are indeed maybe changing a little bit of structure here on the higher end. I would say 20,500 remains an area of interest, maybe to the short side. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see that we've been in a little bit of a range of late. Okay, in this market, we're kind of ranging here around this 20,250 level. We have 20,500, as I mentioned on the daily, as an area of interest potentially to the downside. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove some of our drawings here. We're going to go ahead and expand this here a little bit more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take a look and do a little bit of volume analysis here. So today being Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Tuesday, and you can see that price is looking to potentially open inside value from yesterday. Okay, so indicating that maybe that we are reaching an area of balance. I would say that given the location of where price is at the moment, it seems that we are going to potentially move into an area here that let's see, move this over here out of the way. Yeah, move into the other end of value here, okay, before we make any sort of significant move to the upside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark this area as an area of interest here, okay, to the bullish side. Okay, so we'll go ahead and mark that in. Okay, let's color that in green here. Okay, all right, so this I would expect to be somewhat of a supportive area. I do see that obviously this is a result of some sort of news event, or maybe some news event around tariffs or something along those lines. In any case, right now we're kind of grinding our way to the downside. I would expect that this area below us could offer us an area for a potential bounce in price. Okay, okay, if we wanted to maybe participate in some sort of long opportunity, I would expect that the folks that drove price through this area to the upside will most likely come back and want to participate in this area. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the one last thing I'm going to add here is our anchored VWAP. Okay, so we'll add our anchor VWAP here. You can see that our anchor VWAP price is below, and we're going to go ahead and open up our daily VWAP. Looks like that's also below. And then the other things that I want to add here is our average session range. Okay, we'll start off with the London session here. Okay, so again, this area could be another area here. So we are coming into some areas that could cause price to bounce or reverse away from. Okay, so we need to be a bit guarded when it comes to maybe potentially looking at further trades to the downside. We would probably be better served in waiting for a bit of a rally and look for to sell strength. Okay, that would be the more prudent approach here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and modify this to be red. Okay, indicating that might be an area that we want to entertain as far as short trades. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for you for the ES or NQ, I should say. We're going to go ahead and move on to the ES here. Okay, so heading into the market, I would say obviously we are in some sort of bearish kind of formation, but I do understand that we are headed into an area of balance that could cause price to kind of stall here until the FOMC meeting. Okay, let's move on to the ES markets. Okay, ES is almost a replica here. We'll take a look at the daily. The daily again similar to the NASDAQ. We are creating a little bit of structure here that indicates that maybe there is a little bit of a change in character here. Okay, so again, I'm going to go ahead and draw my channel here to the downside. You can see that price is just above the channel here. We had a retest of that channel. Now we're coming into some areas here around 5,800 that we've had a little bit of trouble getting above. Okay, so this area right here does appear to be an area of resistance. Okay, right around this area. We're going to go ahead and highlight that in red. Okay, so this area does appear to be an area of interest, maybe for maybe an opportunity for a continuation move here to the downside. Okay, this is kind of what I'm seeing or witnessing at the moment. Okay, so let's go ahead now and move into the 4-hour chart. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart, we're going to go ahead and take a look here and see. Okay, so you can see that of late that we've been in some sort of rangy kind of price action ever since we've had this last push to the upside. So again, this area right here does appear to be an area of range. So I'm gonna go ahead and color that in this kind of gray color here. Range, not really giving us any indication as to what direction of the market is. We do see that we have this daily supply level, daily resistance zone above us that could lead to price heading lower in this market. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart, we're going to go ahead and take a look at our fixed range volume profile here. Okay, fixed range volume profile. We're going to locate our fixed range volume profile tool. We're going to locate the start of Tuesday over to the close of Tuesday. There we are. You can see, again, similar to the NASDAQ, we are, again, in this overall range on the 4-hour, looking to open inside value, which indicates that maybe we would kind of basically open in an area of balance, okay? Given the fact that we were opening an area of balance, that could cause price to kind of, meander inside that area until the FOMC meeting, okay? We do have some areas here, ASR low, that could offer us, similar to what we saw in the NASDAQ, as an opportunity here for a reversal in price around, say, 5,600, 5,615, 5,620 does seem to be an area here. This is a little area of confluence here as well, because we do see that we have an area here. This is a value area low, okay? So that could also offer us a location where price could potentially bounce, okay? We're going to go ahead and add our anchored VWAP to this discussion, okay? So let's locate where is London right here, okay? So you can see that price is below our VWAP and our anchor VWAP, indicating that there is a little bit of bearish activity at the moment. So I would say I would be looking at this area here to see if it does offer us a bounce. If I'm interested in any sort of short opportunity, well, I probably need to go to some prior area of what was supportive in the area that I see here. I'm going to go ahead and mark in as red here. Okay, so this area here around 5650 does appear to be an area that I could potentially use as an area for a continuation move to the downside. That's probably going to be an area around VWAP as the session progresses here today. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for the ES and the NQ. We're going to now go back now that we've gotten our open here. We're going to go back and take a look at the gold market. Okay, gold market, since we're already kind of an hour into this, we'll go back to the gold. Again, we'll do the same kind of analysis here. We'll start off with a daily, okay, get a sense for what the daily is trying to tell us. So we're going to go ahead and remove our drawings here, get a sense for what the daily is trying to say. So again, looking at the daily, you can see that we've been on a steady climb, right? As we review from left to right, you can see that we made some higher highs and higher lows. Okay, it looks like we are in an area, or have found an area where we found some sellers. Okay, we've got a little bit of a reversal here around 3,500. We've come back to the same level again, relatively near to that level again. And again, we're starting to develop a little bit of a bearish candle here. Okay. Now, for those who are pattern traders, well, look, you can see here that maybe this is the beginnings. Okay, the beginnings of a maybe potential double top. Okay, we probably need a couple of days here before we can confirm that, but that's would be the first top, and then maybe we have something potentially developing here that could serve as the second top. We're probably another day away from confirming that kind of formation. Okay, but that could lead to maybe a continued range, price action in this market, right? This could lead to this kind of price action going forward over the next few days. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and remove these drawings here. We'll go ahead and take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, again, we do appear to be in some sort of range price action. We've got to the highs of 3,500, but have yet to come back and retest those levels. Okay, so again, I'm seeing that we have this area of resistance, the zone of supply here around 3460 all the way up to 3,500. Okay, I do see that this area does appear to be an area of resistance. Price has not been able to come inside this area. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this in as an area, as in resistant in red. Okay. So we see that market has been in some sort of range of late. We had a bearish candle close below our VWAP, and we're kind of hovering below this VWAP in an area of support at the moment. Okay. Moving on to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart, we can see that, let's see, we are inside our ASR range. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the start of the session here, yesterday's session to the close of the session. And you can see, similar to the other markets, with the open, we are inside of range from yesterday. Okay, indicating that there is a balanced price action that's developing here at the moment. We're going to go ahead now that we are in the open of the market. You can see that we are developing our initial balance range. Okay, in this market, you can see that we've had a series of candles that are ranging inside an area of balance. So for me, and again, given that we have some news later today, it's quite possible that the market continues to remain in its area of range. Now, if we do get some sort of extension of this initial balance range, this initial balance range has now been established. If we do get an extension of the range in either direction, I think up or down, okay, that could offer us an opportunity where we could get some sort of extension, maybe that could reach up to the highs of the ASR high here at 3426. Okay, but we need to remain patient for that event to take place. We don't want to anticipate. We want to, if we want to avoid this area if we can, right? We want to let the participants tell us exactly what direction they want to take the market. Right now, they're not really telling us all that much, right? We are in this kind of rangy kind of price action. So headed into the market, I would say that maybe there is an opportunity for a bullish trade in this market. I would wait for some sort of extension to the upside and a close, and then probably and maybe a little bit of a pullback if the market offers it, and that the expectation would be that we would bounce off this 3,400 level. 3,400 is a psychological level, so I think it's reasonable to say bullish above, bearish below. Okay, is the kind of market that we're in right now in the gold. Okay, so that's kind of what I have for the gold market. We're going to go ahead and move into the crude oil market. Crude oil, you can see that the market continues to, I would say, falter here. Looking at the daily, okay, you can see the market has been in this kind of steady bearish sentiment. Okay, we've kind of reached this extension level. Let's go ahead and remove some of our drawings I've got here earlier. Okay, now if we do a little bit of Fibonacci analysis here, we've probably reached some levels here, okay, already. That would indicate that maybe this swing has exhausted here. So we'll take a measure here, down to this level, down up to this level. So we came pretty close to reaching the 61.8% extension, and we're seeing a little bit of a bounce away. I would say that I don't believe. I think there's maybe some further downside in this market. I don't think we're going to necessarily. So I would say that, let's see if I can go ahead and, so we have the 100% extension of this move here at around 48. Okay. I think 48 is still very much in the cards here over the next few weeks, or we are, something along this lines. right? I do see that we are still in this channel to the downside. Okay, so indicating that there is still more room to the downside. Okay, moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay, taking a look at the 4-hour here. We're going to go ahead and we'll turn off initial balance here for the moment. You can see here with a little bit more detail, right? We were seeing this on the daily chart. We made an attempt to get above this bearish channel, only to find so far only to find some more sellers. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see if we do close below, say, 59. Okay, this could lead to the other side of the channel that we've drawn here, back down to 55, maybe 54, 54.50. This is kind of what I'm seeing on the 4-hour. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, moving on to the 30. We already are in. The market has been open now for almost 40 minutes. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our initial balance range to get a sense for what kind of range we're going to be getting here. Again, we do have the inventories reports coming in today. So that's something that we need to be aware of. Right now, price is inside the same range of yesterday, same initial balance range of yesterday. Okay. So let's see, initial balance. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of review here. I suspect that we probably opened up inside value here, but we'll confirm that. Okay. Well, we're actually, let's see, the open happened. Yeah, so we opened inside value. Okay, and now we've exceeded the value range, and so there is a fair amount of sellers, I would say, in this market. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up our anchored VWAP here for the start of London. Okay, I like doing that review just to get a sense for where the London market was able to take the market. You can see here that we got a nice reversal off of the anchored VWAP. Okay, we got a push lower, came back to the anchored VWAP, and now we are in this kind of bearish mode here. Okay, now we do have an area here around 58. Okay, that could offer some support here. I'm just going to go ahead and mark this in as an area of support. So we're marked in green. Okay. So this area here could be a supportive area in this market, but we are very much in a bearish, I would say, bearish structure in this market. Okay, so given the news that we're going to have here in about a little less than an hour, okay, we would probably be wise in waiting for that news to take place before we take on any sort of position in the market. Market probably is going to hang around and not move in any one direction unless some participants get tipped on exactly what direction or the report that's coming, the inventory report that's coming here in about 40 minutes. Okay, so headed into the session, I would say that we need to remain bearish. Okay, we need to find reference locations where we could potentially participate in this market. This was obviously a very nice location earlier today that offered us a nice continuation trade off of VWAP, which is often the case that that VWAP provides. We have a VWAP that's sloping to the downside, so I would say that we need to continue to look for downside opportunities in this market here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and mark a couple of last levels here, guys, so 59.40 does appear to be another area that was supportive that could turn resistant. Okay, so this area right here could offer us a location where we could look to participate in this market to the downside. Okay, and that's also around the point of control of this area of value that we've drawn here. Okay, so this area kind of looks like more of a failed auction potential opportunity that's developing in the crude oil market. Okay, necessarily want to do that, but let's see if I can bring it back. Okay, that's it. I wanted to get rid of this arrow here. Okay, all right, so I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. As kind of the I say open to public pre-market market review of the session today. Today, given that it is FOMC, might be a day to maybe cut our trading early. I would say that the markets could very well be a little bit on the dull side. leading up to the news. And I would say that after the news event, probably not a market that we want to be a part of. Okay. Especially dealing with the equities, especially dealing with the gold market. It might be a market where we might want to turn our attention to something like crude oil. Certainly after the EIA report, that might offer us some opportunities. Okay. So with that said, as we close every session, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Have an excellent day trading, and we'll talk soon.